What do we have here? This is crazy. This is Nima Mamobi. Yeah, this is Nima. And they call here Berlin Bridge. Berlin Bridge, yeah, Sharwa. See how serious the place looks. Sure. Berlin Bridge. This is crazy. Why won't this carry a car way? You park, mostly people park around the bridge, and sometimes after the flood, you see an entire 4x4 inside the water. This water can definitely move a car. God forbid if a human being falls on this. It's crazy. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is Berlin Bridge, and this is at Nima. So this happened on, I think, 6th November, 2025 currently, and it's so fresh that you see people even standing closer to the water body. So people are living around this location, and people are living their life here. A lot of great people you see actually grew from this location. But let's talk about how people live around this location. You find out that people living around this location, they are living in old houses. Most of them, they are living in old houses, old structures. And it's only God that is protecting them. This one, there is nobody. It's just God. You look at the structures around these bridges and around these water bodies, and Charlie, from that place, the Berlin Bridge down to the Nima Gata, all those places, climbing to the Nima, the kind of buildings that are built around this location, most of them are old houses. So you go and then you look at the roof and everything, you just know that way there, Allah kawene. Nyamenkwa is only God that is protecting them. And most of the settlements here are dispersed settlements. So you can just be walking, and if you don't take time, you go and enter someone's house. You can be walking, and if you don't take time, you go and appear someone's room. You understand? So it's so sad that we have this still happening in Ghana. And this is not only this place. You see, Jolu, one also happened there. And I saw it's so flooded. And then you also have a place at Shiashi. Shiashi too. It's crazy. And some parts of Lakeside. Not all part of Lakeside though. So when you are buying a property around Lakeside, you need to ask the place that you are buying, is it waterlogged or not? And you also have the craziest part that everyone is complaining about is around the West Hills Mall. That place, you see a car on top of water. It is accelerating, boom, it's not going. Accelerating, boom, it's not going. The driver will leave the car, the car will swim and go. Those places, you say Audome. I heard that there's also some around Audome. So Ghana is developing, but when it comes to our drainage system and our means of controlling, directing the rainfalls, that one there is bad. So that's why it's important when you are buying a property, you need to make those kind of investigations. You understand? You get to some estates, they build houses, and then they have good drainage system. And you go to some estates, they build houses, they don't even have good drainage system at all. So you ask, what are people here calling this estate for? You understand? So you have those kind of things happening. And sometimes it's not like it's the place. Sometimes the water moves from different locations, and then it comes to lock at one point. And if it locks at one point and there's no way for it to go, it will start spilling and entering people's houses. This thing happens. It happens even at the VIP locations in Greater Accra. So what are we doing about our flood? This is so serious. It's so serious. Don't let rain start. You see the Shiashi area. Coming from the airport, you reach Shiashi going to Medina. When the rain starts drizzling, like play. Within 1 hour, going to 2 hours, the place becomes flooded. So if you don't find someone and pass, and you say you are going to do Takashi and pass through that water, you get stuck. And when you leave Shiashi there, it's the main road though, the highway. We don't know how the water forms and then the water doesn't move. You have the road that they are building, and around those locations is crazy. So Circle Kaneshi is also part, right? Circle Kaneshi, that one we don't talk. There's a big gutter in Circle. God forbid if a human being falls in that one, especially when the rain is falling. If you have your properties around those locations, you need to watch very well. Because most people buy properties that are closer to the gutters. The best thing you could do is to actually raise a very tall fence wall. And the way they build fence walls around the gutter is different. Oh. You understand? The way they build fence wall closer to big gutters is different. You don't build a normal wall. No. You actually build a very high concrete wall to about 6 feet before you now continue. So people who live around these big gutters, that's how they conquer it. And whenever there's rainfall, the water comes, hits the wall and goes, because the kind of wall they build is so strong. So there's no problem buying a land or buying a house closer to the big water body, but ensure that they have actually built a good defense system. And you have to already plan ahead how you are going to redirect the water. Most of the people living around these locations, they don't build a good way. It's currently that the Nima Mamobi, they have done the gutters very well. Hey, previously, whenever there's rainfall, it's crazy. But now when you get to Nima, they have expanded the gutter, they have built the gutter, and then they have, they have even done it, everything. Though it's not 100%. You understand? Till date, they still have problem, but it's better than the previous. So the way we control our water bodies is easier. It's not something that is good. And you're welcome to Berlin Bridge. Where did they even get that name from? Berlin Bridge. Now Berlin Bridge has sun water. Berlin Bridge has shower. So guys, see you another time. This is just reacting on what happened this week. Bye-bye.
Subscribe to BTG Talking Business.